Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about second-year offensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers, Zach Tom. If you like NFL film breakdowns, game predictions, and overall content around the NFL, you'll love my channel. Subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it. I really appreciate all the support. We actually just hit 40 subscribers, which was great to see. If you want to see your favorite team or player broken down, just subscribe and comment them down below, and I will do your request. I am taking requests on player breakdowns right now. So if you comment down below and subscribe, I will 100% do your player, and I would love to do that because I want to do the content that you guys want to see. I'm not going to waste any more of you guys' time. Let's look at Zach Tom. Looking at Zach Tom's career at Wake Forest, he was extremely successful, playing 1,500 snaps, only allowing 4 sacks and 41 pressures over those snaps. Calculating these, we can draw that he had a 2.73% pressure rate and a 0.26 sack rate. These are incredibly good pass blocking numbers, and he graded out according to PFF as the #1 pass blocker in FBS. In 2021, Zach Tom won almost all the awards that were available to him. He won the Jim Tatum Award, which was awarded to the top senior student athlete in the conference. He won First Team All ACC and was also listed as an All American. He won All Academic Team as well, being a star player on and off the field. Coming into the draft process, Zach Tom was kind of an underrated prospect, seeing as he was coming out of Wake Forest. The NFL graded him a 6.10 prospect, which means they thought he was a backup with the potential to develop into a starter. Zach Tom, however, developed into much more than just a capable starter. Some strengths that the NFL listed of Zach Tom's coming out of the 2022 NFL Draft was his excellent intelligence. Being a 3-year starter of Wake Forest, he also did not struggle with many injuries, listing good durability as another one of his strengths. Zach Tom also threw his punches with intent and quickness, along with having a firm, good base with width. With that being said, Zach Tom was not a perfect prospect. The NFL listed Zach Tom as slender and needing to put on mass to deal with the NFL's top edge rushers. They said that he was susceptible to push-pull technique and was prone to oversetting. They also said that he lacked some violence, and instead of attacking blockers, he would let the blocks come to him. Even with the concerns about Zach Tom's striking and violence, the Packers selected him with the 140th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Zach Tom got thrusted into a starting spot early in his career. PFF his rookie season graded him out as a 68.3. He played 489 snaps and only allowed 1 sack. In 2023, PFF graded him as a 77.8, which is a large upgrade from his previous season. He also increased his snap count, playing 1,068 snaps and allowing 2 sacks in the season. Even with these 2 extremely strong seasons under his belt, Zach Tom has turned into an elite player in 2024. Through 4 weeks, he has allowed 0 sacks and only has allowed 1 pressure, which he just picked up this week versus the Vikings. PFF credited him with a pass block grade of 84.6 and a run block grade of 84.8, only being one of 3 tackles to eclipse this margin. He also was the highest graded player in Week 4 at the tackle position, grading out at an 89.0. If you look on the screen here, this is PFF's rating of offensive tackles pass blocking, their efficiency, and the pressures and sacks they've allowed. Zach Tom is only second to Lane Johnson, who they have listed as allowing 0 sacks this season. However, that is misleading because Lane Johnson let up a sack week 1 against Rashawn Gary due to the fact that his center snapped the ball early. So if you want to put that on Lane Johnson, I wouldn't blame you. But if you didn't, I also wouldn't as well. But still, Zach Tom's second in the NFL right now. If you look on the screen now, you'll see according to the 33rd team, offensive tackles with the lower pressure rates allowed heading into week 5, Zach Tom is #1 with a pressure rate allowed of 1.5, and this does have a minimum of 100 pass blocking snaps to remove any outliers from the equation. As you can see from these statistics, Zach Tom is having an elite season. So let's look at his tape versus an elite defense in the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings draw up a ton of cool pressure packages and have a really cool way of getting to the quarterback and winning quick and early. But Zach Tom did a very good job against them. He was only credited of giving up 1 pressure in this game, and I'll show you the clip, it is an obvious pressure. He did give it up. But overall, he was graded as the highest offensive tackle in week 4, and they graded him out as an 89, and that's according to PFF. Here's the first game clip we're going to be looking at. Zach Tom is going to be going one-on-one against Pat Jones, number 91 on the left-hand side here. Pat Jones is having a extremely successful season for the Vikings. Over his first 4 games, he has totaled 5 sacks, which puts him tied for third in the NFL. He has one forced fumble on the year, too. He's having a really good year. He's only 26 years old. He's out of Pittsburgh. He's a great player. And Zach Tom stonewalls him here. We're going to see him try to reach the outside shoulder of Zach Tom here and then hit him with a spin move back to the inside, trying to counter and try to get Zach Tom to overset a little bit. But Zach Tom does a great job here readjusting. Even when he doesn't strike with a good punch, his lateral movement is so good where he can readjust to get in front of Pat Jones. So let's watch this clip through here. So Zach Tom obviously is going to get out of his stance. He has great depth here. As we can see, this is a really good position for Zach Tom to be in. He's attacking. He actually doesn't punch great, like I said, and that allows Pat Jones to spin back to the inside. But Zach Tom, as we're going to see, really adjusts well to this spin. Josh Jacobs is going to leave here. He was originally in pass protection, but he's going to cut and he's going to go run a route here, trying to be a good dump out option for Jordan Love. This is Jordan Love's interception to Christian Watson on the game. Like I said, with offensive linemen, how the play goes and how it ends isn't really as important as the reps we're looking at. So Zach Tom here, like I said, oversets a little bit. He's leaning a little bit, and Harrison Smith gets Pat Jones gets a really nice spin to the inside. But Zach Tom has such elite lateral movement that he's able to get back in front of Pat Jones here somehow, readjust, and there's no pressure off that side there. He does get pressure from the interior, as we can see. The Vikings drop a pretty cool fake pressure here. We can see both linebackers in the A and B gap of this side of the line, but they both drop back out, kind of tricking Jordan Love into throwing this middle seam ball to Christian Watson and getting picked off. But on Zach Tom's front, there's nothing more he can do here. It's a great pass blocking rep. Excuse me. Here's a clip of Zach Tom going against Vikings first round pick, Dallas Turner, who came out of the University of Alabama. Dallas Turner was touted as a guy who had really good finesse moves, and we're going to see him actually attack with power here, and Zach Tom completely shuts this down. There's nothing for Dallas Turner here. So we're going to see Zach Tom and Dallas Turner both come off the ball pretty quick here. It's really good on both their halves, and we're going to see Dallas Turner basically try to bowl Zach Tom. And Zach Tom, being the lighter tackle he is, only weighing around 304 pounds, he is susceptible to the bull rush sometimes. But here he does a great job against the rookie. Obviously, we're going to see him strike the chest of Dallas Turner here, and he actually causes Dallas Turner to stumble, and Dallas Turner is holding onto the pads of Zach Tom and actually rips Zach Tom a little bit down with him, as we can see here. But Zach Tom, using his good base, as we can see, he's got a wide stance. He's able to readjust and get his feet back under him. And it's an incredible pass blocking rep, even with the pull by Dallas Turner, a little defensive holding here. He's able to readjust and completely negate the rush here by Dallas Turner. He even goes down like on his knees, and he's able to readjust, and there's no pressure there from Zach Tom's behalf. All right, this is Zach Tom's one and only pressure allowed this season, and as we're going to see, he's going to be going against Pat Jones again here. The Vikings are going to draw up a pretty cool stunt with the linebackers here. They're all faking pressure. Brian Flores' defense is absurd with their pressure packages, and that's what I learned from looking at this game. What Pat Jones is going to be here is just beating Zach Tom with speed. We're going to see him get off the ball extremely fast from that 4-point stance, and he's going to fake inside and then just cut back outside, hit him with a little swipe, and he's going to beat Zach Tom to the outside. Overall, this is a loss for Zach Tom, but it is his only pressure given up on the season so far. So let's watch this pass rush. Like I said, fakes the inside cut. He's going to cut back to the outside. Little swipe. Zach Tom misses his punch, and he beats him to the outside. Very good rush here by Pat Jones. He's an extremely impressive player. Every time I watch the film, I'm watching Zach Tom, and if he's not going against Pat Jones is beating the Rasheed Walker on the left-hand side, or they move him all around because the Vikings defense is so flexible, and Pat Jones is such a versatile rusher. But this is Zach Tom's only pressure let up on the season, and he does lose this rep. Jordan Love is able to get the ball off, but I can't blame him for missing the throw because he does have pressure in his grill here. I just want to highlight some good pass blocking rips here from Zach Tom. Zach Tom is going to get hit with the same move as he just lost to Pat Jones with. So this edge rusher is going to come off the edge, and he's going to try to beat him to the outside with a swipe and just beat him with speed. And as we can see, Zach Tom counters the swipe and actually beats him to the outside. And it's a great pass blocking rep. We're going to see Zach Tom do this little hop to buy more time because he does have that straight arm into his shoulder and he is pushing him back. But overall, this is a great pass blocking rep. Zach Tom's going to give Jordan Love all the time he needs in this pocket. And Jordan Love actually does have to move in this pocket because he does sense the pressure up the middle here from Harrison, who actually had a pretty monster game pressure wise and disrupting the interior wise, even though the stat sheet says he didn't have a sack or anything. He had a pretty good game. But Zach Tom here, like I said, great job countering the speed and straight arm, and he just hops and buys Jordan Love time. Good pass block rep. One thing that offensive linemen, specifically offensive tackles, struggle with in the NFL is dealing when your quarterback is scrambling out of the pocket. And Zach Tom demonstrates a perfect way of dealing with this on this rep. So we're going to see Andrew Van Ginkel come off the edge, which is another great player for the Vikings. Originally on the Miami Dolphins, followed Brian Flores to the Vikings. He's having a really successful season. He has very good pressure rates, and he's a very underrated player. He was going to try a bull rush on Zach Tom, which a lot of people do because he is an undersized tackle. But Zach Tom is going to completely shut down this bull rush, as we'll see. He's going to get into the chest. Great punch by Zach Tom. Pretty solid base here, and he's just going to stonewall Van Ginkel here. And then Jordan Love's going to start to scramble as right outright as we see. So Zach Tom lets Van Ginkel disengage, and then Jordan Love is going to stop here. And what Zach Tom does is he actually continues to try to block Van Ginkel downfield, and he blows him up, giving Jordan Love the time he needs. Jordan Love still misses this throw. He does get pressure. Again, Harrison beating uh, Josh Myers from the interior. He had a really good game disrupting wise. But this is a really good rep here from Zach Tom. Stops the bull rush and gives Jordan Love the time he needs. It's just nobody else gave him the time he needed to make this throw. But I love this rep from Josh or from Zach Tom. This is a super fun rep to watch. Obviously, stopping the bull rush there and readjust to give him more time. Great rep here. So this final play we're looking at actually starts a little early, so I apologize on that. But it's going to be a nice dive here to Emmanuel Wilson. We're going to see the down blocks here from the center, the guard, and the other guard are all going to take great blocks on their behalf as well. We see Rasheed Walker getting beat off the edge, unfortunately, but he's on the backside of the play, so it doesn't matter at all. But we're going to see a really good block here by Zach Tom. He's going to wall off this end here and completely take him out of the play. This is not an easy block to make, especially with Emmanuel Wilson having to cut to avoid again Harrison here. So he's going to avoid the defensive tackle, of course. And Zach Tom completely walls off this rusher, and it's a really good pass blocking rep. I'll watch it in full length again. As you can see, he just completely walls him off. Great run blocking play. Overall, like I said, PFF graded him out at an 89, and I do agree with that rating. I think he had an incredible game. So, like I said, if I had an all pro vote, which unfortunately I don't, it would be going to Zach Tom for right tackle if the season ended right now. What he's doing pass blocking wise, only allowing one pressure on the season and 0 sacks, is not matched by any other tackle. Like we saw, he has the lowest pressure rate in the NFL at 1.5. He's also an extremely good run blocker. PFF actually grades him as a better run blocker than he does a pass blocker, which I don't agree with, but I believe he is a really good run blocker as well. If you enjoy film breakdowns, please like and subscribe. Comment down below a player you'd like to see. I appreciate all the support.